Hello, world! We're back with more Bioshock. We'll be going into the farmer's market now to find the ingredients we need to save Arcadia, specifically the trees of Arcadia that make all the oxygen we breathe. So let's go.
Even miles underwater, he still sees everything. Sees everything. Sees everything. Lord, have mercy on your soul. I will execute judgment upon thee. Somewhere I can reach.
When you see Adam laying out in the open like this, you can't help but wonder if it's some kind of trap. Get more Eve with every first aid kit by using EveLink 2. Wow, that was it, Johnny? Not even really an advertisement, just kind of a flat statement of what the product does. Alright then.
Welcome to the circus! Feel your cravings at the circus of value!
You think I'm trying to make you come for me? Yeah, right! My dad's right about all.
Hey there, fellas. You know that 9 out of 10 ladies prefer the athletic man? Why stay on the sideline? With the new Sport Boost line of plasmids, we turn you into the jock you always wanted to be. Come and visit us at the Med Baths for a free 2-hour trial. You'll appreciate the
Even
difference.
miles
She
underwater,
will.
he still sees everything. Sees everything. Sees everything. Sees everything.
On my walk today, I had my first encounter with a pair of them. He, a lumbering palooka in a foul-smelling diving suit, and she, an unwashed moppet in a filthy pink smock. Her pallor was off, green and morbid. And there was a rather unpleasant aspect to her demeanor, as if she were in an altogether different place than the rest of us. I understand the need for such creatures. I just wish they could make them more presentable.
Oh, don't you love that approach? Just paint the slums pretty colors so that the tourists don't get offended.
One of the children came and sat in my lap. I push her off. I shout, "Get away from me!" I can see the Adam oozing out of the corner of her mouth, is thick and green. Her filthy hair hanging in her face, dirty clothes, and that dead glow in her eye. I feel hatred, like I never felt before. In my chest, bitter, burning fury. I can barely breathe. And suddenly I know. It is not this child I hate.
Tenenbaum, I feel awkward explaining to this to you, but I will go ahead and do this anyway. Humans have to bathe regularly, especially the small humans who like to touch things that are sticky. So, maybe if you just bathed the children and cut their damn hair, you wouldn't be having this emotional crisis. I have no clue what that ticking sound is. It's emanating from up here, and I think it's coming from that drone. And, ooh, okay. Now I know. Now we know.
Children, with their very long needles, their tuneless songs, their ghastly errands, their ghoulish Frankenstein fathers. But we've all placed our hand on the great chain of endeavor. My hand is on it. Fontaine's is on it. We all pull it and are pulled by it. Yes, these children are an abomination. But it is not my hand alone on the chain that created them. No. Their little fingers were right there, next to mine.
Although I appreciate your metaphor, and I actually do like the whole idea of the Great Chain of Endeavor and everything, I will point out the difference in pulling power. Although I am slightly terrified, I think this is a good opportunity to try out the chemical thrower. Let's see how liquid nitrogen does against a Big Daddy. It wrecks, especially when in combination with any other damage source that you don't have to be the one firing, so if I could use that in combination with turrets from now on, that would be great.
No! 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 Thank you. Thank you for helping me.
Welcome to the Circus of Value! Feel your craving.
The children.
In 10 years in this dump, I've come to accept a very low standard of life. But even at the bottom of this fish tank, a man must have standards. The pathetic Trudeau down at Morley Winery has started putting water to his terrible wine. Water! When I confronted him with this fatty, he tells me, Pierre, this is not to worry. The water, she is distilled. It could be worse. I could take it right from the ocean.
Jesus loves me, this I know. A rapture of hydrogen. The bottom of the ocean is rough, but it can also be a dangerous place. Any leak is a bad one. Reporting the 620 water. Get away, bees!
Oh lord, the bees are angry with me.
Adam acts like a benign cancer, destroying native cells and replacing them with unstable stem versions. While this very instability is what gives it its amazing properties, it is also what causes the cosmetic and mental damage. You need more and more Adam just to keep back the tide. From a medical standpoint, this is catastrophic. From a business standpoint, well, Fontaine sees the possibilities.
Unleash insects against groups of enemies. Attack lots of enemies at the same time.
Can you imagine trying to sell the product that causes bees to hatch out of your hand as if you're some kind of living hive queen abomination? There'd be the group of people that are just completely against it, and then a very small subset of society that, for some ungodly reason, wants that plasmid more than any other thing in the world. She can fly!
Rumor is the tool of the parasite. Fontaine is dead. Rapture lives.
Why do they wear those masks? Maybe there's a part of them that remembers how they used to be, how they used to look, and they're ashamed.
As long as Atlas brought it up, I might as well give you a little bit of Bioshock trivia. So, obviously the in-game lore reasoning for the masks and the faces and stuff is because the atom is altering their genetic structure, and things are moving on their faces because the face doesn't know how to build itself correctly anymore. Some things are deflating, some things are swelling and moving, so they just have to get surgeries to cut away the excess and cover it up with a mask. But the inspiration for what they actually look like is from World War I trench injuries, in which they would have to take large tubes of flesh and provide blood for pieces of your body that had gotten blown off from, being in the trench. And they didn't have proper antibiotics, so they would have to tube over the blood to keep a piece of flesh alive long enough to stitch it back onto you much later in a secondary surgery, or sometimes even third or fourth surgeries. So you'd end up looking like a real weird guy while you're waiting on everything to be stitched back together over the course of multiple years. It's really interesting stuff, actually. I'm really glad we have it, but I want to see how freaky something could be with Adam, and we never really get to see that too much.
My journey to Rapture was my second.
I wore it.
Welcome to the Circus of Value!
You lied. We have turned away from your light.
The children must remain functional to be effective producers of Adam. I had hoped to replace them into vegetative state so they would be more pliable. I find being around them very uncomfortable. Even with those things implanted in their bellies, they are still children. They play and sing. Sometimes they look at me and they don't stop. Sometimes they smile.
intruder. And they made us not intruders.
Do you have all the components for the Lazarus Vector yet? If you do, best head to a crafting station. Then, head back to Langford's lab and put the whole witch's brew in the mister. That should clear this fog right up.
Every research photographer wants an edge, and photographer's eye is yours. Once you splice this invaluable gene tonic, you'll get the picture. Wait a minute. We already did a gene tonic like this, and it was the better version. Johnny, we're releasing them in the wrong order. Don't you even think of Donkey Kong and me. Excuse me, madam, you dropped this. And here's why I've been looking through each level very thoroughly. Because these weapon upgrades are amazing, and it's impossible to upgrade them all. There's a limited number of upgrade machines, and your weapons actually overcome it. We have the chemical flamethrowers. It's got rate and range. I don't think range is a big deal because we're in an enclosed environment. Grenade launcher damage immunity, grenade launcher damage increase. I feel like I should get the immunity before the increase if I get either one of them. But the grenades are pretty powerful. They do a lot on their own. Could fully upgrade the shotgun with a fire rate, knockback, and damage increase. I'm going to get the pistol. I want to see how they... I remember that the pistol, yeah! It's the old chain revolver, yes! It's amazing and I love it.
Get this thing crafted already. Air's only getting thinner down here. I'm guessing you were the proud papa of a brand new Lazarus Vector. Now drop the Vector into a gadget called Central Misting Control. Then we'll be cooking with gas.
Don't fight the inevitable. Run out of oxygen.
Okay, YouTube, could you all do me a favor and type into the comments below what the heck Andrew Ryan said there was? I couldn't hear him over the dang alarm, and I've never been able to understand what he says in this one moment because the alarms are sounding so loud.
Temperature.
Let's have a damn thing gurgling.
So this is kind of a bummer for me, but I ended up with a little bit of a glitch. I should have just stopped and reloaded, but I didn't realize it was a glitch. A Houdini splicer comes in during these waves, and he's just bouncing all around. He won't stop teleporting and shooting fireballs at me, and he's actually bugged. He is physically not material enough to where I can actually hit him, and he's just invulnerable, immune to all damage, bouncing around and shooting fireballs the entire time. He never stopped shooting fireballs, and it was so annoying, and I died like 3 or 4 times to him. It was ridiculous. I don't know how I killed him in the end. I managed to freeze him, and it was like a miracle shot, but I don't feel like showing that on YouTube because it wasn't fun. I got really frustrated, and it lasted a really long time.
Well done, lad. Take a deep breath and enjoy it. Then head over to Rolling Hills and get the bathysphere. Next stop is Ryan's house. It's time for blood.
Why are you so resistant to the traditional methods of separating a man from his soul? You're not CIA, are you? You belong to Atlas, the one roach I can't seem to exterminate. Don't worry. I just need time to find the proper poison. I believe in no God, no invisible man in the sky. But there is something more powerful than each of us, a combination of our efforts, a great chain of industry that unites us. But it is only when we struggle in our own interest that the chain pulls society in the right direction. The chain is too powerful and too mysterious for any government to guide. Any man who tells you different either has his hand in your pocket or a pistol to your neck.
Okay, I know he's trying to kill me and everything, but come on, that is an awesome theology to run this entire city on, is do your own thing and you'll end up progressing our society in a positive way, so long as you're out for your own interests. That's pretty awesome. That is like the American dream plus 2. I mean, come on, you gotta love a guy for that. Ooh, like a map of Rapture, okay. Ooh. See, this is what I was saying when it's like a rail line, is because it's literally like a rail line, except it's far less efficient because you're stuck in individual pods. But I think I'm going to go ahead and end it here. I'm pretty certain Fort Frolic is next. That's at least according to this map, Fort Frolic is next. Thanks for watching the video. For now, I'm going to be saying bye-bye.